basically what we're doing with Start Hackathon and with Global Game Jam and kind of tied together this whole weekend is giving people an opportunity to come together and to have the weekend to show off, you know, what can be built in 54 hours. So it's kind of, part of it's like inspiration to see, hey, this is what I could do in this time, and part of it is, you know, meeting some new people and, you know, learning some new things and building new stuff together.
Alright. So, one of the key features of this is we want to develop something co-op where we could basically grab the other guy. The idea is you want to be able to traverse the environment and throw them around. Right. So it's a co-op experience. The idea is you want to be able to traverse the terrain with a friend, and each of you has special abilities. So in my case, I've got this big guy, and he can grab the other guy and throw him across the level. I just threw him down the pit. He can grab me in midair, and I can throw him up, and we can get around anywhere. This is just a demo level reason to kind of play around with physics. The illustrations were hand-drawn on the computer. Or were they done on paper?
They were hand-drawn on paper, taken a picture of with a camera, and then sketched or traced on the computer to put into the game. And then all of the non-characters I did on Photoshop.
After we did sort of the very beginning planning and prep work, I did on the grids. Like here you have all of the illustrated sort of character animations. It was done picture by picture, literally. He had to grid out the whole thing to keep it very consistent.
We've got our little character in our little town set up. Can walk around. So, and eventually each of these will be different little games, and this is the first game that we developed.
Okay.
So they collect leaves, and there's the 4 different colors, and each leaf is worth more points, different colors. So, and the speeds and everything for each of them are different. So the green's harder because it also blends in as well with the background.
Okay.
Collect as many as they can in a minute. Well, not as many as they can, either 50 or as many as they can in a minute.
The pointer.
So it's like
it doesn't look like a rake. Oh, okay, so it's like a stick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from here, once they had earned that money, which is in the corner, that's when they can turn that into the food cans?
Yeah, so then they actually go to, there's actually a store that they then go to once they've earned their money, and they can buy, we've got 2 items in the store right now, so they can choose what they want to buy, and then they actually go over to the food bank and donate it. So he's earned $2.77. The max you can earn is $5 in it. We haven't been able to get there yet. Still working on it.
Yeah.
So then he goes down to the store. And he can choose whether he wants to buy some soup or some craft dinner.
Oh, that is right on.
To the food bank.
That's excellent. What is this like for you in terms of having visualized the idea just in your mind from the beginning and kind of seeing some of the progress that was made over the last 2 days?
It's pretty amazing actually to see it. Yeah, like, and I think you come up with these ideas, but you never really know what it's gonna come to fruition and everything. And
yeah,
it's like better than what I thought it would be. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So then he donates, and he can actually, within there, it's exited back out, but he can actually learn about, so we chose to do the campus food bank as the actual direct food bank, just being on campus, but he can actually, so there's some information, so kids can actually read and learn what food banks do.
Yeah,
and a little bit about the
maybe maybe learn about the real ones in their own cities
so
and
like,
towns from
eventually...
So my pitch yesterday was making a remake of the original Castle Wolfenstein. A lot of people are used to the newer version that's in 3D. Mine's the old school 8-bit game that was made in 1983, and the first game of its kind, actually. It's one of the games I remember playing as a child. I had a lot of fun doing.
Yeah.
And so within the next 48 hours from the pitch, got a small team together, basically me as a developer and another gentleman as an assistant and a graphic artist to help us get this thing together. So basically working really hard, working long hours, but it's a lot of fun.
What we've built is an ebook using Apple's new iBook author platform, and we've created a choose-your-own-adventure type story where you can choose which direction you want the story to go. So there's first a little bit of introduction. You know, over 4,000 years ago, the Mayans created a calendar that ends in 2012. And then they say the world will end in 2012, but how will it end? Then we get on with the story. So the story is about 54 pages of literature. We've done, I think there's 10 story paths. So you can actually replay this 10 different times and end up with 10 different total stories. And the entire story is all written in rhyming couplets. Because our writer, she's amazing.
So we're now at the end of Hackathon and Global Game Jam. The time is running out. They're almost at the demo point. For you, from the organizational standpoint, how's the event been? Success? What are we looking at?
It's been awesome. It's been really cool to see. I think everybody's been really engaged and really excited about it. And just walking around and seeing what all the teams built, I mean, we've been pretty blown away with how much actually got built in the weekend. You kind of go in with, assuming that there'll be some stuff done and this and that, but there's a ton of really cool things built this weekend, so we're really excited about that.
Absolutely. When I was walking around and talking to different groups and yourself earlier, it seemed like everyone kind of had the same thing going, where they're so passionate about what they were doing that there was no way they were going to give up. They were definitely going to make it to the end line. Can you tell me how's that feedback been when you've been walking around and talking to groups? Have you seen that yourself?
Oh, it's been awesome. I mean, you walk into a room and people are high-fiving and they're excited because they got something, they got a piece of their game to work, or they finally got a bug killed, or a piece of their app, working the way they wanted it to, and it's just amazing to kind of see that energy and that excitement about what people are working on. So yeah, it's been really cool to just see how engaged and how excited everybody's been this whole weekend.
What did a lot of these people learn then doing Hackathon and Global Game Jam?
I think it's probably two things. One is just what can actually be built in 54 hours when you actually sit down and you decide to just hammer something out. And the other thing is just focusing on what the kind of like smallest prototype you can build is, what you can build in that time, and what you should focus on to be able to get that initial prototype done.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to NewGame Plus. I'm Anthony Backus. I'm here with Kyle as well. We're very excited today because we both have our PlayStation Vita First Edition bundles here. We're going to be doing an unboxing for you. 2 unboxings, which, from my understanding, no one has done this yet. So 2 unboxings is going to be really fun.
It's double what you get in a regular video.
Exactly. And of course, show you a couple of new games as well that launched. One of them, of course, is Uncharted Golden Abyss. So yeah, let's just open it up and see what's inside.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about packaging, actually. Corey said that this might be the ugliest packaging Sony has ever done.
Yeah.
It looks like a Kleenex box. So
a little bit, but just open it inside. You'll see some marvelous use of packaging.
Ooh, interesting. A box within a box, is it?
The Vita has its own box.
Oh, okay.
Sony's obviously not very environmentally friendly with their packaging.
Interesting. So here is the PlayStation Vita box. Of course, we have the Wi-Fi version only in Canada. There are rumors of 3G coming eventually once Sony decides on a carrier. So yeah, only the Wi-Fi version is available here. Let's see, inside, looks like we got our manuals and whatnot.
And our AR cards.
Ah, right, of course. AR cards. We also get the 4 GB memory card. There's been a lot of controversy around the memory card situation with Sony. Incredibly overpriced.
Wow, 4 gigs.
4
gigabytes. What can you put on there?
That is very true, and because now you can get your full retail games as well off the PlayStation Store. These games are pretty big too. I think Uncharted alone
is 3.2 gigabytes.
Is pretty much takes up the whole 4 gigabyte card, right? So you're gonna want to buy more if you decide to go digital rather than retail. A 32 gig card is the max for $100.
So again, a waste of packaging because no one's going to be using that other than saving their dad.
Pretty much. What else do we got in here, Kyle? We got
Little Deviants.
We got Little Deviants, and some people were questioning whether this was going to be a PlayStation voucher to download or the actual physical box, and it is the physical box, which is great. And
underneath, you got the masterpiece itself.
Dun, 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 dun.
There we go.
The PS Vita.
There is the PlayStation Vita, successor to the PlayStation Portable. So,
yep.
So that is that. We are going to jump in, getting our PS Vita started, and then we're going to show you some games. Some of the new. We're going to also explore the operating system, see how much different it is from the original PSP, how it compares to smartphones. There's a lot of similarities there. So yeah, stay tuned.
Sick of these guys.
Redeeming both my online passes for both Wipeout and Hot Shots Golf, the first 2 games, to have them on the PSV. And it won't actually let me download my Hot Shots Golf online pass until I actually put the system in the console and run it and let it install, which is the most retarded thing ever.
That's a big demo. So here we are. This is the operating system on the PlayStation Vita. As you can see here, it looks very reminiscent of Apple's own operating system, using circular icons this time that kind of bounce as you scroll through different screens. I take it that as you collect more and more applications, again, it spans multiple screens. So we got Welcome Park, which I was fooling around for a little bit. It's kind of like a tutorial. You can go in and it'll teach you how to use your PlayStation Vita, touch controls, camera, the tilt functionality, things like that. And little really ridiculous mini games designed for people who don't know how to use a touchscreen, in my opinion. But you can collect trophies as well, which was pretty cool. Party mode, I'm not too sure what that is. PlayStation Store is your PS Store. Near is where you can find out who's been playing PlayStation Vita around you. Your friends list, group messaging, trophies, photos. Web browser looks to be vastly improved over the original PSP goes, or just PSP. And when you want to go back, you can hit the PlayStation button, and it goes into basically a multitask screen, where you can basically go back to your UI and go through different applications, or you can just close your applications by peeling it off, basically. What else is there? There's your music, your videos, remote play, content manager is how you can connect to your PlayStation 3 at home. If you have any videos, music files on there, you can basically push it to the Vita. Here's maps, which we got through a system update already. As you when you first connect to your Vita, yes, there is a PlayStation update.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise, yeah. This is just the settings. This is a little bit strange, but whenever you go into a new application, it requires you to press start on it, I guess. So it's like, I don't know, it feels a little redundant. You know, you go into settings and ask you to go into settings again, basically. So far, I'm actually really enjoying it. Coming from a pretty big Uncharted fan, there's some key differences here. When you press select, you can actually go into Nate's his journal, and there's actually a whole bunch of things to collect during the game. Like things here, not only can you collect like treasures and trophies and things like that, but there's actually collectibles So there's the Conquistadors, evidence of the Spanish conquest. There is glyphs to collect. What else is there? Photos to take with his camera. So this time Nate feels like an actual explorer this time. He's not just an action hero. It seems like you actually create his journal by taking photos, finding different artifacts and things like that. So this one feels more like Nate is an adventurer. Like he actually has like a backpack, a knapsack, and he keeps everything in here. So it seems like there's a lot more collectibles now in this game. Already it feels like a bit of a different Uncharted experience. It's less just pushing you forward, more about it actually just stops what you're doing and you can solve puzzles and things like that. You use the touchscreen to rub the charcoal rubbings and things like that. So it feels like almost a completely different game, more adventure-based than anything, which so far is pretty cool. And you can use the touchscreen to navigate Drake up these walls just like that instead of using the joysticks. But overall, this game is gorgeous. Alright everyone, so I think we've had our hands full for the PS Vita for the last couple hours.
Oh yeah.
Definitely I'm enjoying the system. There's a lot of things that I think Sony has done well, and there's some things that are holding back. You've encountered a few more issues than I have, basically. So you've tried all these different games, and you've encountered numerous updates already, which is fairly common, I guess, for if you're already a PS3 user. I thought Sony may have tweaked that a little bit with the Vita, but certainly doesn't feel like that. There's updates for all these games.
The only two I've come across that don't have updates are Luminous and Mod Nation Racers. So.
But there are some really cool features that I really like. The multitasking works really well. Jumping out of the game, you can go ahead and multitask with like, your web browser and your friends list and things like that. And jump straight back. There's no delay whatsoever. Very, very fast. I love collecting trophies so far. Yeah, so far it's very slick. It's a really high-tech gadget. What do you think?
Yeah, it's really fancy. My other main gripe is that it installs one of these pages for every game. Every time you put a game into the system, one of them gets installed. And these appear on your main menu even if the game currently isn't in the system.
So it creates an icon for every game that you put into your Vita.
Yeah.
And even when the game cartridge is removed, that icon still stays the same.
Yeah, it's like a person like me on day one, I've just played this pile of games. There's 7 of them. So 7 games, and I'm already on the 3rd page of icons. Like, this is a little ridiculous.
It's an interesting decision for Sony to even do that.
Like,
what's the purpose, do you think? Like, maybe you can just do updates right away for all your games?
Maybe, but like, even if they allowed me to make like folders or something, this would make this so much better.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. There could be a big update where that allows you to put all your games into one folder.
I really hope that's coming, because eventually, like, by the time the Vita 2 comes out, I'm going to be on like 40 pages or something.
That's true. That's true. Overall, though, I'm fairly impressed. I ran my battery out already. I'm just going to charge it up. Overall, it's pretty solid. Uncharted was a really, really great experience. I'm enjoying that. I'll be playing that for the rest of the day. I'll give Little Deviants a try a bit later, too. But overall, I think it's money well spent so far. We'll see how it goes compared to the 3DS.